I guess we're missing Zinab, sorry.
No, Zinab, she informed me shortly ago that she may not join because she has a problem with the internet. It's a national problem, as I understood. So she said that she will try, but she may have a problem. We will see. Okay, so we're ready to start. Welcome to everyone. Thanks a lot for being here for this debate, multi-country debate number 2, organized by the Annalyn Foundation, Head of Network Turkey. I would like to welcome all of you and introduce you to the agenda of today's event. So we will start with a presentation. So we will have 10 minutes to introduce each other. As you know, we have different roles. We have observers, adjudicators, and debaters. So the first 10 minutes we will dedicate just to introduce each other. Then we will have 20 minutes for the preparation of the debaters. I will create 2 small rooms, one for the proposition team, one for the opposition team. So they will have 20 minutes to talk between debate mates, debate members. They can arrange their strategy, they can review their arguments, and also 1 or 2 observers will be together in the room with them to check the preparation of the debaters. Then we will have the debate itself for around 25 minutes. As you know, we have 2 rounds. The first round, each debater will have 3 minutes at disposal to speak. And in the second round, you will have 2 minutes at your disposal. Then we will create a room for our adjudicators. After the debate, they will have 10 minutes to decide between the 3 of them who is according to them, like they will evaluate, they will exchange observations, and they will decide who is the winning team of this multi-country debate. And then we will have the announcement by the adjudicators. Meanwhile, they will be deciding. Also, I will ask comments to the observers about the process of the debate. So it will be interesting to listen from them, some feedback. And then the adjudicators will come back. We will have the announcement of the winning team and end of the multi-country debate number 2. Okay, so thank you very much. I will call you one by one, if you don't mind, so you can introduce yourself, your name, where are you from, maybe what is your current occupation, whatever you would like to share with us, okay? So maybe Gabriele, would you like to start, please?
Hello, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm Gabriele. I'm 27 years old. I'm from Italy, but I'm based in Turkey because I'm EVS long term with System and Generation Association. And really, I'm happy to be here. And I'm sure that will be an interesting debate. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Jonathan, would you be next, please?
Hello, everyone. It's nice to meet you all. My name is Jonathan. I am from Germany, but currently I'm 23 years old, and currently I work in Athens for an NGO called Social Hackers Academy. It has nothing to do with hacking, but it has to do with working with refugees and migrants and teaching them basic coding skills to help them enter the job market. That's what I'm doing right now. Since I started working since January. Thank you. I look forward.
And Rian, please.
Sure, my name is Rianne ten Veen. I'm joining in from the Netherlands. I've got a background in humanitarian aid and sustainable development, and currently also focusing quite a bit on online intercultural dialogue. And today I'll be adjudicator. So make life difficult for us, please.
Thank you very much. Raja, please.
Hello, I'm Raja. I'm 27 years old. I'm Moroccan, but I live in Italy. I'm a graduate in language and culture of Asia and Africa. And nice to meet you all.
Thank you very much. Francesca, please.
Hi, everyone. I'm Francesca. I am from Italy as well. I am 26 years old. I am a recent graduate in international relations, human rights, And nice to meet you all. And I'm really excited to be here, and I'll be an observer. Thank you.
Thank you, Francesca. Matteo, would you be next one, please?
Yes, hello everyone. My name is Matteo Anen. I'm originally from Italy, and my background is in international law and human rights. I'm very pleased to meet you all, and I look forward to a very interesting debate.
Thank you. Osama, please, next one.
Hi everyone, my name is Osama Mellakhsou. I'm 27 years old from Algeria. Currently trying to make it hard on you, so thank you.
Thank you. And Patricia, please.
Hi everybody, my name is Patricia, I'm from Spain. I'm 25 years old, almost 26. And actually I'm working as a nutritionist because due to the coronavirus, I should stay here in Spain. But in this month, at the end of this month, I will go to Turkey for be the new young entrepreneur of System and Generation. So yes, nice to meet you.
Thank you very much. And Merve, please. Yes, please. Try to unmute.
Oh, I thought that you were talking with the other Marve. I'm sorry. So I'm Begüm Marve and I represent Germany. Currently, I study in Turkey. I'm a young youth worker and a youth trainer. It's really nice to be here, and I will be one of the judges today. Good luck for all the teams.
Thank you. Esmeralda, please.
Okay, so hello everyone. I'm Esmeralda. I'm Albanian, but I'm currently living and working in Turkey at System Generation as a coordinator youth and youth worker, as well as representing Annalyn, the foundation head of Network Turkey. For today, I'll be a judge as well, and I wish successful debate to everyone and good luck to the debaters.
Thank you very much. Nour, please.
Hello, my name is Nour Momin. I am 26 years old. I am currently work for IOM UN Libya. I work as a media and communication assistant, and I'm from Libya.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And last but not least, Merve. I know you are outside, but it doesn't matter. Okay, maybe Merve. Hi.
Hi everyone. I am Merve. I am 27 years old. I am from Turkey.
Okay, thank you very much. So it's very nice. As you see, we are very international group. We are, I don't know, 7, 8 countries represented. So it will be a very interesting event. What comes next? So now I will prepare, as I told you, these 2 small rooms, one for the proposition team, one for the opposition team, and also the observers will be in the room. Please, the observers cannot make any comment, so you will just follow the process of preparation for 20 minutes. Meanwhile, I will be with the adjudicators. We will review the criteria of evaluation together. Okay, so give me just one moment and I will prepare the room. So in the first room, we had Osama as first debater and Jonathan as second debater of the proposition team. And also and second room, we have Okay, so you should have received an invitation to join the room. See you in 20 minutes. Okay, I think just Merve needs to accept the invitation.
Yes, there's two Merves. Maybe you need to.
Yeah, no, but I double check. No, I'm sure I send the invitation to our Merve.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying you're unclear. I'm saying big Merve seems to think so.
Merve, can you hear us?
Yeah, I am here.
Okay, you should have received one invitation to join a breakout room.
I don't understand now.
Okay, done. So we are here, and yeah, as I said, unfortunately, Zinab, she wrote me like 1 hour ago. She won't be able, she told me I will not be able most probably to join, which is a pity, but it's related to some internet connection problem that are happening in the country. So yeah, I'm just sorry, we will miss her. Nevertheless, we can now use this. Okay, so welcome back to everyone. We are ready to start with the debate. I want first of all to read the motion of our debate, which is: this House believes that the protection of the national identity is a legitimate reason to restrict immigration. On the proposition team, we have Osama as first debater and Jonathan as second debater. Meanwhile, we have in the opposition team Nour as first debater and Patricia as second debater. So we're ready to start. I will put the timer. I will share my screen. So now you should be able to see the screen, and we are ready to start with Osama. So Osama, the floor is yours for 3 minutes from the moment you start to speak.
Yes, sorry. So, hello everyone. I would like to welcome you to our debate. I'm the first speaker from the proposition, and our motion is: this House believes that the protection of national identity is a legitimate reason to restrict immigration. First of all, I'll start by giving definition to the motion, and then I'll provide you with arguments that support our position, which is that we believe that we need to protect the national identity by restricting the immigration. First of all, immigration is the international movement of people to a destination country of which they are not natives or where they do not possess citizenship in order to settle as permanent residents or naturalized citizens. National identity is a person's identity or sense of belonging to one state or to one nation. It is the sense of a nation as a cohesive whole, represented by distinctive traditions, culture, and language. National identity may refer to the subjective feeling one shares with a group of people about a nation, regardless of one's legal citizenship status. National identity also is viewed in psychological terms as an awareness of difference, a feeling and recognition of we and they. As a collective phenomenon, national identity can arise as collective phenomenon, national identity can arise as a direct result of the presence of elements from the common points in people's daily lives. National symbols, language, the nation's history, national consciousness, and cultural artifacts. Now, I will provide you with our arguments. Our first argument is that we should have restrictions on immigration for security concerns and to fight terror. I'll explain that. So many immigrants in the recent years relocated to Europe, and these immigrants are from backgrounds that sees Europe actually as an enemy, and they don't believe in the secular values that governs and which made and developed Europe on what it is right now. And I'll give you some examples of that. And one of the consequences of immigrants and immigration in Europe was the rise of crimes and rapes, and the position of these immigrants themselves in against women's rights, and how some immigrants in Belgium and Sweden tried to implement Sharia law in some streets and neighborhoods they used to live in. Also, one of its consequences and results is the Paris attacks which were committed by immigrants, and the attacks on Charlie Hebdo, the London attacks. I want to quote here Douglas Murray from his book, The Death of Europe. He said, "Europe today has little desire to reproduce itself, fight for itself, or even take its own side in an argument. By the end of its lifespan, most people currently live in Europe will not be Europe, and the people of Europe will not have lost the only place in the world we had to call home." Thank you.
Thank you very much, Osama. We move to Nour, the first debater of the opposition team. So Nour, the floor is yours for 3 minutes.
Thank you, everyone. Today, I will be representing the opposition team to the motion that states this House believes that the protection of national identity is a legitimate reason to restrict immigration. I will start with identifying and stating that what is national identity is the essence and core of a nation, and restricted immigration and immigration itself. Immigration is the movement of one person to another country but for the reason of seeking a better lifestyle or an escape for either security or political reason. What is the restriction of immigration? That would be that a nation might undertake a certain process or examination of people who are entering its country. I would like to start my argument by saying that immigrants that enter a country with the core belief and purpose of seeking a better lifestyle do so for the intention to build that country, build themselves inside of that country, and so they will indirectly build the country with them. And so refuting the point that Usama from the preposition team said, that they will be integrated in acts of terror or security risk, that would not be possible most of the time, as immigrants who would like to seek for a better lifestyle do not commit these actions, and only 3% of immigrants who go to countries who may have been under certain types of psychological terror in the past might have these actions, but mostly native people from that country commit more acts of terror or security risks. The national identity is an essence that cannot be shook by different cultures or different immigrants who enter the country, as we live now in an open world where people are exposed every single day to different opinions, to different cultures, which benefit them in a positive way, where people who will grow up with a more open-minded mentality, they will grow up into a more tolerant to different cultures and different people around the world. I would also like to add that adaptation and integration of these communities in different countries actually starts building countries. So countries who have low employment rates or have very high senior people in their country, this might shift and balance them to something that will benefit to the country. Timer is up.
Thank you very much, Nour. We move now to Jonathan. Jonathan, the floor is yours for 3 minutes.
Thank you. Can you hear me? Okay, perfect. Firstly, I will rebuttal the opposition's arguments before providing counter arguments to their statements. First, when you should explain that immigrants come for a better lifestyle to other countries, provide for themselves, for their families, whatever the reasons may be. Okay, let's understand that there's a difference in understanding towards the cultural towards the culture in the new country. Everyone can argue that immigrants moving to a new country is looking for a better lifestyle. But the issue when it comes to immigration lies in the cultural differences, and in the communities the immigrants come from. This is why to preserve this, you must understand that the protection of national identity is very important to consider, because the locals, being in their own land, cannot anticipate immigrants' treatment towards the local cultures when moving there. Work is one thing, understanding or assimilating to the culture is another thing. Locals also have to understand or are unsure of how accepting immigrants are to the local culture. Tendencies, as you can see, for example, with Brexit, where the older people tend to vote out of Brexit, is you can understand that immigrants who are of older generations are less willing to assimilate to local culture, learn the language, to keep their own traditions, whether it's local traditions, than the younger generations. This is why one of the reasons that you have to consider the identity. Locals are also, of course, unsure of to what extent immigrants will impose their own culture into the local one, how much respect or how much the local culture. Other reasons to tackle this argument is the assimilation. Locals are unsure of differences in cultural clashes. Yes, immigrants might want to move to a new place, for better jobs, for better opportunities, but where lies what issue with immigration in the cultural differences and difference understanding traditions and value of other cultures or the local culture. And we can always give the example of Yugoslavia, where where they brought in Serbia, Montenegro, Bosnia, where they were once a country, and they grew several different national identities or grew within a country, and it ended up causing a divided or a collapse of Yugoslavia. This is why one of the most important reasons you have to pursue a kind of centralized sense of culture and national identity in the country, within borders. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jonathan. And now the floor goes to Patricia, second debater of the opposition team.
Thank you very much. And first of all, I would like to clarify the differences between terrorists or rapers and immigrants, because we don't think that it's the same. Of course, people who need to leave their country or they want to leave their country because some reasons, they trying to looking for some stuff that they can find in their own country. For example, friendship, better jobs, or maybe only experiences. So from our point of view, we have to clarify that, and not all the people that wants to leave their countries increase the criminalistic acts in the country that they go. Also, as Nour said before, I would like to continue with adaptation and with integration. Adaptation is an unconscious thing that the person, when arrived to a different country, does. For example, in my personal experience, when I went to Turkey, I started to drink more tea, or for example, my food schedule changed completely, and this was totally involuntary, and no one tried to force me to adopt their costumes. Of course, integration, all the countries have to be enough big countries to integrate the population that they want to come inside the countries. The integration is a voluntary act that the community do for the immigrants, trying to integrate them in the local social, economic, and political life. And of course, immigrants have to accept the rules and the laws of that countries, and also to fight in order to achieve the same, the common objectives for locals and for immigrants. So yes, and we have a really good example is in System and Generation. Every month they receive a huge amount of volunteers, and they try to integrate us into Turkish culture. They try to teach us Turkish. They try to show us how Turkish habits are or local places. And this is a huge and very beautiful it's very beautiful way to integrate people, immigrants in that case, in the Turkish culture. And Turkish are not losing their culture. The Turkish only, they are improving, tasting some different cultures or improving some aspect of their culture. Also, I would like to speak about social media or VPNs, because even when you try to close your borders totally, or when you try to control your population, it's totally impossible, because we have social media, we have VPNs, and it's a natural right that the people wants to know another cultures, and people wants to mix themselves with another countries. So yes.
Thank you, Patricia. And now the first round is done. So we are starting now the second round. As you know, you will have now 2 minutes to make your speech, so shorter time. We go back to the first debater of the proposition team, so to Osama. The floor is yours for 2 minutes. Wait, you have to unmute.
Sorry.
Okay.
Well, first, I will start by rebutting the first speaker from the opposition. So, based on her definition, I'm gonna just pose this question: is 35% of Muslim immigrants in France who support the terrorist attacks on Charlie Hebdo and the Paris attacks and the London attacks are looking for a better life? And what about the Islamic doctrine of wala and bara for those Muslims? And also, she's saying that, trying to prove to us that these immigrants are trying to find a better life. How about the immigrants, the Chinese immigrants in Malaysia, in Taiwan, in the autonomous region of Shanghai, and in Vietnam, who try to implement and to push forward the policies of the Communist Party in the countries that they are now, where they are trying to support and to help the expansive policies of China. For the second debater, she gave us an examples of some exceptions of personal experiences. For example, she didn't like tell us how did the Syrian immigrants in Germany accept the fact the values of the secularism in Germany when it comes to giving women their fundamental rights. So what we are posing, we suggest, is to put restrictions, not to limit to annihilate immigration for once and for all. We just want to have and to accept those who are good, those who can contribute to the economy, those who can provide a better image of their cultures, those who can communicate, not those who are considered bad or can harm us for real. Thank you.
And thank you, Osama. The floor goes to Nour for her second speech. So Nour, the floor is yours for 2 minutes.
Okay, so I would like to reassure that we believe that immigration should not be restricted. So the opposition team, the proposition team, mentioned that 35% of people, Muslims who are in France, committed terrorist acts. But what about the local terrorists, the people who actually committed crimes against the migrants themselves, due to the stigmatization of the migrants and the people from the culture that the governments have created and adapted in the minds of all the citizens that migrants are the enemies. So when you actually become a country that starts to regulate these kinds of laws or these kind of restrictions, you will start to stigmatize the idea that migrants are always going to be the enemy. So, and we will have more acts like the act that we had in New Zealand, where 49 people were murdered in a very peaceful religious place. I would also like to reassure that migrants if they are restricted or being chosen for people who are going to benefit the country or give the advantage to the country in the way that they want it, they will not actually have the ability to be exposed to all the migrants who can benefit in ways they are not aware of at the time being. For example, Germany was not aware of how migrants or the flow of migrants can actually grow the economy or grow the population of youth. And South Africa was not aware of the migrants' ability in settling into the country to stabilize the war and make it a more peaceful country. And so we might not have the ability to assess the right process and questioning and testing of migrants once we actually regulate the process of them limited to enter our borders. Thank you.
Thank you, Nour. And we move now to Jonathan for the closing speech for the proposition team. So Jonathan, the floor is yours for 2 minutes.
Thank you. Yes, now I will now summarize our position in this debate. Our position lies briefly on the protection of national identity that has to be taken into strong consideration when discussing the restriction of immigration. Is to primarily avoid the impact the cultural differences and clashes have on a social society. Also point that between a society, cultural clashes between immigrants and local communities have proven to cause immense unrest and negative influence on everyone involved. In recent history, immigrants have shown to be less accepted communities and cultures, therefore causing uncertainties and assimilation difficulties and worry towards the loss of national identity in the local communities. In addition, there's the uncontrollable flood of difficult immigration, which leads, today to more of a right-wing growing social and local community. And yes, this is where we stand in the debate. And so consequently, this is our brief just in this debate. And yes, thank you.
Thank you, Jonathan. Patricia, the floor is yours for 2 minutes for the closing speech of the opposition team.
Patricia.
Okay, sorry, I couldn't find my microphone. Okay. So first of all, I would like to say thank you to all of you. I think this debate was really interesting, and I'm going to start to summarizing our point of views and our arguments, because I think along the debate, the arguments from the proposition were totally invalid because of ours, so that's okay. First of all, I would like to summarize that we are hardly agree with the immigration and the integration of the immigrants in our countries. And as Nour said lately, because immigrants can improve the economic growth and also make peaceful countries that before they weren't. So this is a really nice point of view. Also, we said that we spoke about criminal acts inside of the nation. We don't need to look it for only from immigrants committing acts, criminalistic acts inside of the nation. Also, the proper locals are doing this kind of things. And also, as we said before, we think that social medias and VPNs are a natural right for people. Because people really want to mix their culture and really wants to know about other cultures. And yes, so summarizing, we want to say that Germany and South Africa were two successful countries that they reflect how multicultural and how interracial community are more successful than the other communities that trying to get closer. We don't have to forget the big terrorist attacks that another countries suffer due to the nationalism and due to the conservative governments. So yes, thank you very much.
Okay, so thanks a lot. We finished the multi-country debate number 2 organized by ALF Head of Network Turkey. Now it's time for the adjudicators to together and decide who will be the winning team. So I will prepare a room for them.
Before you send us off, Jacopo, I just wanted to say a big thank you to all the debaters. I'm sure it's been a really stressful time. And whether you're a winner or not, you've gained experience, which you'll carry with you. So applause for everyone. And now indeed, you've made life difficult for us. So as judges, we'll be sent away by Jacopo.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay. One moment. Just waiting for Esmeralda to leave. Okay, now we can speak. So yes, indeed, congratulations to all of you. It was really clear that you prepared very well your arguments. But now I would like to give the floors to the observers to provide us with some observations, some feedback from their side. So maybe we may start with Gabriele. Some short comment, please, on the preparation and on the debate.
Okay, hello everyone. I want absolutely to thank all of you. I perceive also in the opponent team that all of you were really prepared. And especially speaking about the proposition team, I can say that they were organized also in the strategy that that they put in act during this debate. They try to understand also the possible motion and rebuttal that could use the other team. And so my opinion, that's all, was really interesting. I want to thank you everybody, and I'm sure that also in next debate there will be for you, and I think it can be a really good experience. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Gabriel. Now we can move maybe to an observer that was in the opposition team for during the preparation. So maybe Raja, would you like to share, please?
this is the first time I have been involved in this kind. It's the subject also. And thank you for discussing. That's all.
Thank you very much. Francesca, would you like to
Yes,
provide
of
us with
course.
some
Yeah.
feedback? Thank you. You were in the proposition team, right? During the preparation. Okay.
Hi everyone again. Congratulations to everyone because it was really, really interesting. Also, even if sometimes we can have like different point of view, it's always interesting like how one person can defend, explain, and at the same time respect the other person. I think that it's an amazing experience also. Thank you for this chance. It was an amazing experience to develop also our critical thinking. And regarding to the work done by Jonathan and Osama, congrats guys, because it was really interesting. You are like a great team. Also for me it was interesting to see how you like your knowledge about like history and how you use it to defend your argument. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Francesca. Matteo, please.
Okay, so thank you everyone for this debate, and especially to the debaters on the two teams. I was observing the second team, and I think it was interesting to see how they discussed a lot of different strategies. So looking at broad issues and definition of concept, and then looking also at historical example, and then also personal experience, and also how they decided to divide their arguments times depending on their own personal knowledge and the topics they were more knowledgeable about and maybe comfortable speaking about. So yeah, that was something I observed. So thank you.
And thank you very much. Indeed, for some of the debaters, it was the first experience, so it has to be underlined. This it was remarkable, their performance. Merve, would you like maybe to add something?
I don't want say now today.
Okay. I hope you enjoyed. Did you enjoy the debate?
Did you join debate?
Did you like the experience, the debate?
Yes, I like. I want debate, the next debate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank
you.
Thank you very much for being here connected with us. So we have 4-5 minutes more, so we can use this time maybe to ask a couple of comments, maybe one representative of each team. Like how was for you, like how was the process of preparation? Was it difficult, especially because I've seen in the group we created that some of you in fact was standing for the, not for the personal beliefs of him herself, but like trying to make more challenging, decided to join the other side of the debate, finding arguments so against his or her own beliefs. So I would like to ask you, was it challenging this also for the ones that were at the first experience? Maybe if you would like to share, feel free. Osama, Nour, Jonathan, Patricia.
Well, actually, trying to see how the other side thinks. I think this is much way better to learn how the people who oppose such a thing think and really believes in. Actually, you get the feeling you're becoming yourself, like Donald Trump, but still, you can you try to understand the mindset and the arguments and why, like, for example, with the South Asia situation, you see how dangerous it is actually, and how you can counter that, how you can go against that. So it was a learning experience for me, a really good one. Yeah.
Thank you very much. In fact, I remember, Osama, you said, you wrote in the group that as personal beliefs you will stand on the opposition side, but you made it this way. Thank you. From the opposition team, maybe Patricia or Nour, would you like to share?
Yeah, I found it extremely interesting, especially seeing how the proposition team started with the strategy. They had quotes and evidence coming up, even though I was almost convinced that those were your own beliefs. So yes, it was very, very interesting, and especially talking to Patricia, I didn't know what kind of background she actually had before, or the education that she had. And so hearing out her ideas and her strategy on actually the process of debating was very interesting as well. Yeah, I really enjoyed it, especially the observers' comments. I really appreciate it, Matu, and you, all of you. I would really looking forward to doing this once again.
And thank you very much. Thanks a lot for joining this event. Jonathan or Patricia, also, if you would like, we have a couple of minutes more, if you would like to add any comment.
Yes, for me, first of all, it should be a comfortable position, because I agree with the immigration and with mixed races and everything. But sometimes it is so usual and so normal for me that I can find good arguments for defend them, because it's all normal for me. So yes, and yes, that's all. I only want to say also sorry, because when I debate in English, I become super nervous, and I forget everything that I want to say, and the order of the words and everything. So yes, but I hope you enjoy a lot with my interventions. And yes, thank you very much. I enjoy your talks also.
Thank you. No, you did very well. It was very clear, your speeches. Jonathan?
I just want to say thank you, and I really appreciate this opportunity. I haven't been involved in like a formal debate like this before. It was mainly just about football with friends, and then someone throws up occasionally. So it's nothing like, formal and stuff like that. But this is like the first time I really do this, and I kind of felt like it was a really good, opportunity. It's the first time I kind of, with time limit and everything, trying to be as, as polite and as professional as possible while arguing. I think it was a really good opportunity and practice. Thank you.
Thank you. Also, congratulations to you, Jonathan. You had very good arguments. I saw you were very well prepared. So thanks to the four of you. And we welcome back our adjudicators. So have you reached an evaluation? Yes. Okay. As Rianne said, okay, it's a competition, so there is a winning team, a losing team, but in fact, thanks to everyone for participating, everyone wins. But let's see what the adjudicators decide. So Merve, Rianne, and Esmeralda, who would like to speak from the adjudicators?
I'm not sure if voice comes clear, so maybe Rianne would be the one who will announce the winner, and maybe I can give some feedback later. I don't know if my voice comes through metallic.
It's a little bit metallic. Then,
so maybe Rianne can.
Okay, and then we will ask feedback to the three of you. Okay, so please, Rianne.
Yeah, well, as I mentioned before we went into the adjudicators room, I want to again emphasize that even if you can't be the winner today, because that's the name of the game, only one can be a winner, I don't want you to go home disappointed, because by being the other party, you enabled the winning party to win. So you are totally necessary as part of the process. Also, I'm sure you'll have learned skills that you can be able to, that you can use later on in other aspects. And being youth in your countries, it's so important to practice your debate skills. And it's just something you learn from by practicing. So having said that, you have indeed made life difficult for the judges. So we had to squeeze our comments, and there is a winner, but I want everyone to know that it was really quite close to each other. So maybe we'll first share some of the feedback, keep you all in suspense. Is some general comments is that both teams obviously used arguments. What we sometimes, and maybe I'm speaking more behalf of myself, so please other judges add to that. What I found is maybe limited mention of sources. Some sources were mentioned, but there were also stats and examples mentioned without reference. There was one, and even if you do use sources, try to also be conscious about what sources you use. Maybe when you see a debate topic, you want to use a more extreme source to hit information hard, but actually if it's not a quality resource, you undermine the strength of that. So double check always what sources you use. On rebuttals, I think we saw a lot of elements going backwards and forwards. Maybe helps, especially when you only have limited time, is to try to keep some focus. Like less arguments and less rebuttals, but having them really strong have more effect than to try to comment on most things. And also beware that sometimes you have really interesting comments or ideas, but try to check whether they actually are super relevant for the actual debate at hand. For example, things like social media were really, is a fascinating topic, but if you're looking at the exact motion that was here in this debate, I wasn't sure how that exactly related to the motion. And in terms of intercultural dimension, lots of countries and examples were mentioned in that sense. I think overall though, as judges, we were unanimous. But as I said, although we were unanimous, we did agree that the difference was small, is that overall, the argumentation, rebuttals, and etc. were slightly better on the opposition side today. So slightly more focus in the elements, and try to also get some holes into the elements of the proposition. So yeah, again, thank you all debaters, and well done. I don't know if Begum and Esmeralda, you want to add your thoughts?
Yeah, actually, I agree with Rian, and thank you for all your participation. There is a very slightly little difference between the teams in terms of the titles that we had to discuss between us, but the opposition team is the winner today, as Rian told, but this is not like the end of your story. So next time, as Rian told, maybe using statistics, you should be careful about the references, and also the time management. When you have some time or when you are out of time, be careful about your points which are discussed. Is just maybe you are confused in your mind and you are just entering in something different, or you are just telling something not related to the topic. And yes, these are my points. Again, thank you very much. Now it's Esmeralda's turn if she wants to add something.
Okay, so just to make it, what I said, to make it clear for everyone, seems like it's not clear. The opposition team, composed by Nour and Patricia, are the winners for this debate. And I don't want, on my comments, I don't want to, so congratulations first. On my comments, I don't want to repeat what Rian said, because these are more or less our common thoughts that we discussed when we took our decision, saying what Sumera said. I would just add one more detail that also was worth it to mention in the role fulfillment. It's the fact that the opposition team, they were more like supporting their arguments, and not that the other team was controversial with their arguments, but we found this slightly more emphasized in the opposition team. And nevertheless, I would like to congratulate all the participants, and especially the debaters, for their efforts and their good performance, for sure. And as Rian said, it's campaign, and winning or losing the debates, it doesn't really matter. What matters is the experience that all of us are gaining through these debates. And I really look forward to see all of you in the next debates. We'll have more to come. And thank you very much for today.
And thank you very much to everyone. So congratulations to all of us, to our observers. Thank you very much to the adjudicators for their work. It's not easy to evaluate the performance of each debater, to combine. So thank you very much to them, and thanks a lot to our debaters. Special congratulations to Nour and Patricia for winning the second multi-country debate organized by the ALF Foundation Head of Network Turkey. I hope you enjoyed, and see you soon with our next events. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.